Am I the asshole for telling my dad to correct his and his wife's lie to his stepdaughter, or he can deal with the consequences? My dad remarried when I was 12 after the death of my mom. My dad's wife was a widow also, and had a 7-year-old daughter at the time. I didn't blend the way they wanted me to. I don't hate my dad's wife or stepdaughter. I never felt a family bond with them though. But my stepsister can be really sweet. She's also special needs and behaves very young as a result. She struggles to comprehend things the way someone her age would, and her view of the world is very young. It makes her far easier to manipulate and far easier to upset. There were times when I still lived with them that I had to be so careful about the things I talked about because she would get so upset. Movies had to be very happy and cheerful, and could not have death or bullying or any sarcasm in them because they could really upset her. Which is why I'm so angry right now. So I'm expecting a baby, and my stepsister was so excited the last time she saw me, and she told me she was so excited for me to have a boy named after her dad. I asked her what she meant, and she told me my dad and her mom told her that I was going to name a boy after her dad, like I'd name a girl after my mom. She told me she hopes I have a boy, and she was so excited and so easily believed that I was going to do that. I mentioned this to my dad, and he sheepishly admitted they had told her that, and that they were going to ask me to considering naming a son after my stepsister's dad, because it would mean so much to her. I told him I wasn't going to do that, and he should have known that. He told me they figured, but they also really wanted his stepdaughter to be happy. I spoke to him with his wife present, and told him to correct the lie they told, or he can deal with the consequences of not doing so. She told me I would be heartless to deny her daughter this. My dad asked why I wouldn't do it, and I told him because I'm not the one who told the lie. I told him the choice was up to him, and he can live with the consequences. They said I was blackmailing them and playing games, which wasn't fair. Am I the asshole? Are they delusional thinking that you'd actually want to name your child for a man you never met? Or did they plan to manipulate you into it by telling your sister you would? You have some very strange parents. I hope your late mother had family you can hang on to, because your nuclear family is not sane. Not the asshole. Why would you name a child after your dad's wife's ex-husband? Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You're blackmailing and playing games? No. You're not the one needlessly stringing along someone who sounds like they are emotionally vulnerable. That's all on them. Tell them they have X number of months, depending on how far along you are, to rectify this gently and repeatedly. So, let me get this straight. They got your sister all wound up about a lie, without talking to you, to try and force your hand. They're willing to hurt your sister to force you to name your kids something. What a fucked up thing for parents to do. Not the asshole. What they did was assholery at a cruel and unusual level, though given that they know how she would take something like that, and not even running it by you first. Who does something like that? Who clearly know the repercussions of such a lie, and then tries to turn it on you in a manipulation that defies logic? Not the asshole. Your own kid, his name, your choice. Not the asshole. They have no control over what you name your child. I have no idea why they even would have told your stepsister that in the first place. It seems ridiculous to expect that you would name your child after someone else's father that you have no connection to. They can tell her the truth and deal with the consequences. This doesn't even make sense. They want you to name your baby after someone else's father? Bizarre. Not the asshole. I am at a loss as to why they would even feel the need to introduce this idea to your stepsister in the first place. Isn't you having a baby happy enough news? Why the need to add on this elaborate story that you are going to name your baby after her dad? It's like they came up with that out of nowhere for no reason at all, and are now doubling down on it to save face. When they could have just said to stepsister, OP is having a baby, isn't that wonderful, and left it there. Instead, they created a problem where none needed to exist. They can deal with the blowback from that decision. Apologize to your stepsister, then tell her your dad decided he really likes the name and is going to legally change his name to her dad's name. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I had zero need to say this to her before checking with you, and their lie is not your responsibility to manage. They have unnecessarily created a situation with someone who is emotionally vulnerable, and they need to deal with it. Not the asshole. But if you leave correcting this up to them, they are going to make you out to be a bad guy. You're blackmailing them? LMAO. Nope. How on earth would they think you might name your baby after someone you never even knew? Not the asshole. Uff, and yeah, but your parents are. Your kid, your name choice. Not the asshole. They way overstepped, and what a ridiculous thing to consider telling her, let alone actually doing. She, your father, and stepmother all have zero say in what your child will be named. Absolutely insane. They think they can name your child for you. So are the whole lot of them deficient? No, you aren't naming your baby after your stepmother's ex-husband. Who even comes up with that? Not the asshole. YTF, who they tell her that? Like, I cannot comprehend why they would put that in her head. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. What did you handle this well, and they are abusing her love for your sister. Keep your head high, and do not give in to them feeling bad for her. Not the asshole. Not your lie, not your problem. Not the asshole. This whole thing is weird AF. Not the asshole. Tell your stepsister that they're going to buy her a pony, and ask them who the is then. Not the asshole, obviously, but where did the blackmailing come from? Did you jokingly offer to sell them naming rights, or something? They are blackmailing you. What they did is stupid and selfish, and you have no need to humor their assholery. WTF is wrong with them? Tell your stepsister that they were mistaken, and you haven't decided on a baby name. Ask her for other names she likes, and she may move off of that name without issue. If your dad and stepmother want to name a baby, she can squeeze another one out. Not the asshole, but the two of them sure are. Not the asshole at all. You are so right that they are the ones that need to admit that they lied. NTA at all. Not the asshole. Let them know that protecting her or trying to make her happy with lies is going to cost them a lot, and also will ruin her life.